As we discover formations and their similarities to the reptilian, serpentine, and amphibian, let's start with gauging the enormous and approximate sizes they are made up of and the gist of what their proportions are, and head towards a clarity of what had once inhabited this planet. The distance of either portions of the serpentine formation as distinguished, the two sides is as large as India's west coast to the east coast. Now, as we continue with the same, acknowledge the dimension of this formation. As you view it, it forms the west coast of South America, all the way and furthermore. Let's view another formation which forms the islands of Fiji and see what we arrive at. Observing many of these eroded surfaces, it's noticed the sheer sizes of these reptilian, serpentine, and amphibian formation exhibit their once existence on this planet. If we make an estimation about the planet, the atmosphere could have been a high density of gases, so potent, definitely the planet was extremely fertile, a very healthy planet to support the flora and the fauna that require an inexhaustible availability of water. Thus, temperatures of this planet could have been far different than we have as of now. A series of unrestricted questions and personal introspection arise. Was the planet clearly harboring such beings? How did such megalithic beings come to exist on this planet? What was their point of origin that caused their existence here? When and what durations were such creatures existing on this planet? How did they survive? How long could their life cycles be when they existed? Most of these creatures are so massive, they could travel throughout the planet with ease. Some being so enormous, they could easily create earthquakes with their movement. How were such creatures coexisting with each other, considering their metabolism, bulk, and their survival habits? It's also noticeable how these serpentine formations are more in numbers on the east of the planet. There's one on the west, as we have just seen, hugging South America, and two formations down below in the south. Was such gathering of these creatures some kind of a territorial factor, or were they in that cluster on their demise? What catastrophe was caused for the demise of these creatures? Our present day defense and warfare technologies could not do any harm to such creatures. A catastrophic detonation so far ahead of what we could ever understand as an electromagnetic pulse, or could be of an intensely high voltage enforced on this planet and completely electro-fuse it, vaporizing the atmosphere, devoid of oxygen, suffocating, burning it alive, and accomplish such devastation. Or could it be possible that the planet was brought here by some phenomenal intelligence, and these creatures of such scale and proportions were brought here to incubate and sustain the planet on its journey and have got extinguished in the process? As we ponder over with debates and arguments for a compromise and solution, it establishes there was an overabundance on the planet then, and the sheer magnitude and metabolism of these petrified creatures complements that. It is also unfathomable to grasp that we as individuals, though many in numbers, as a species, a fraction of the size of these megalithics, still face scarcity in every aspect of our lives. What cannot be comprehended is such monumental creatures existed on this miniature planet. Their behavioral patterns and movements, if any, clearly seem restricted. So should we consider this a result of a prison planet? We once again observe this formation, the width and the space it consists and occupies, and the details of the observation I leave the viewer to their own discernment. In the next presentation, we will have a glimpse and the description of such beings and creatures as mentioned in the Puranas and the Rig Veda.